Guys, back out in the garden, and I just want to address a very specific topic because I know I have a lot of my gardening friends that do follow our channel, specifically with respect to Ruth Stout gardening. And while I've had tremendous success with purely Ruth Stout gardening, I am moving away from it slightly this year. And so around me, starting with this bed here, and it wraps all the way, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. It wraps all the way around my raised beds and finishes about, 8 feet or so behind me, kind of where that bale is right there. And I started with this bed and the back bed, and I had good production from it. I really did. Last year, though, when I tried growing things like broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprouts specifically, they seem to struggle a little bit. And the only thing that I could come up with is there just wasn't enough nutrients coming into the soil from using hay or straw alone. So I want to take you guys through the process of exactly how I'm modifying my Ruth Stout beds this year. And it's primarily based off of an experimental space that I did last year, which was this garden bed right behind me. I'm going to throw in a little clip right here to show you how amazing that experiment turned out. Okay, this has to be one of my absolute favorite places in the garden. I've shared it with you guys before. It's one big surprise experiment that worked tremendously. It is quite overgrown, super crowded with goodness. But this is my first teddy bear sunflower. Isn't that the cutest little thing? They're dwarf sunflowers. It's the only one I got so far that's come up, and I just love it. So cute. And I don't know if you guys can see. I'll pull some up. Just so much healthy life in this little space. It is all the barn clean out, dumped, and probably, seriously, when we dumped it, it was probably this tall. And it settled over the spring until I threw some plugs in it, extra zucchini, extra cucumbers, extra tomatoes, dropped in some sunflower seeds here and there, and it has just been one of my happiest places in the garden. So I was blown away by how much production I got out of growing out of strictly barn clean out, nothing else. I planted directly in that goat pooped up straw from the deep bedding in the winter, and I thought there was some magic to that. And I know a lot of other people do the same thing. They add their barn clean out to their gardens every year. So I want to walk around and show you exactly how I'm changing up my Ruth Stout beds this year. Okay, so this is the bed that was the massive productive experiment last year. And basically what we did was we did the exact same thing. We brought in our barn clean out and put it on probably I'd say about this deep, however deep that is. 3 inches or so, 4 inches. Across all of my in-ground previous Ruth Stout beds. I got in 8 yards of compost and leveled that out. Now I probably, for compost, maybe 2 inches. In some spaces it's definitely deeper just because I tried to take an effort to level it off my garden space. But now what I did yesterday was I added some bone meal amendments to that because not everything really likes, especially like things that are fruiting, like tomato plants, really like heavy nitrogen soil because you're just going to get leaves instead of production. So I added quite a bit of bone meal to it and some, I'm going to try to pronounce it, langbionite. And so today what I'm doing is the final step to the amendments is I'm adding a thin layer of peat moss, and that's what I'm going to direct sow my seeds into. So I am not an expert. I'm completely making this up. Where I got the peat moss idea is from Todd over at SSL Family Dad. He in his greenhouse does a similar process, but uses the top layer is peat moss, and that's what he directly plants in. And going off his results alone, which he lives in a similar area to me, it works really, really well. So let me get this peat moss spread out, and then the next videos will be our first planting. We're going to be planting potatoes, spinach, lettuce, peas. Next week is carrots already. So yeah, it's gonna be a great garden year. Okay, so now I'm just raking it out evenly, and I'm going to see you guys back when we come out here and plant this weekend.